everyone. My name is Daye Hagel. I'm the Director of Mental Health Wilderness First Aid, and I'm out here in Courtenay, British Columbia, Canada. We've just had this beautiful dump of snow in the last 24 hours. And so I'm out here enjoying nature. And this is one of the very best things that I do to maintain my own mental wellness and health and build up my own resiliency, help myself deal with stress and stress management. So I thought I'd invite you along on my walk today, and I'd like to share with you a few of the other strategies that I use sometimes when I feel stressed or anxious, or when I just want to help myself recharge and ground. So come on, let's see where we go. So one of the most consistent things that I do for myself regularly is I pay really close attention to my breath and where is my breath sitting in my body. What I'll find often is that if I'm a little bit stressed or anxious or I'm just carrying a bit of extra tension that day, my breath will sit higher up in my upper chest area. If I pay close attention to the kind of physiology of that, I might have a sensation of a little bit of constriction right in my upper chest or the base of my throat. I'm even feeling it just a little bit right now. It's probably because I'm walking, but it's also partly because I'm a little nervous about being on camera, right? And so there's that little bit of constriction. So in the times when I do notice that, I like to stop just for a moment. And take a couple of deep breaths, right? And for me particularly, it seems to be really important, the exhale, that I exhale fully and completely. There's a sensation of sinking into my body on the exhale is one of the ways that I like to think about it. Right? And what it does for us, what we know from some of the scientific literature, is that deep diaphragmatic belly breath. So if we're really engaging our diaphragm, our belly's rising with our inhale, falling with our exhale, right? What it does is it activates something called our parasympathetic nervous system. All that means is basically just a way of helping the body to ground and settle and get into this stage that we call rest and digest, which is the opposite of what we often call fight, flight, or freeze, or the sympathetic nervous system, right? So it just helps my body to naturally start to switch over, right? So that's all I do, is just pay close attention to my breath over time. And when I notice that my breath is sitting a little bit high, or I am carrying a little bit of that extra tension or stress, is just deep belly breath, and especially that exhale. What a cool bike. So another technique that I like to use on myself, especially in moments when I notice that I'm starting to feel quite overwhelmed or stressed, or I have a moment of feeling quite anxious, is something called 5-4-3-2-1. And it's just a simple mindfulness exercise that gets us to tap into all of our senses, and so it brings us right back to the moment. Right, so if I notice I'm feeling anxious or overwhelmed, last time I used this, I was in a supermarket, and I just immediately go to, okay, what's 5 things I can see, right? And so I can see the red shed there. I can see the horse's tongue. It's pale pink color. I see that really tall tree standing up behind. I think that's a maple tree. Oh, I see all of the white of the snow and how even the snow is here. And I see that little green sign way in the background there. 5 things I can see. What are 4 things I can hear? I hear the birds. There's birds up around here. There's a trickle of water right beside me. There's the sound of my breath. And I can hear the snowflakes hitting my jacket. Okay, what's 3 things I can feel? I can feel my feet on the earth that's supporting me. I feel the wool of my glove against my skin. And I feel the cool air right on my ear, especially. Okay, what's 2 things I can smell? I might have to get curious and creative with this one. I can smell the wool of my glove. It has a distinct smell, actually. Earlier I could smell the horses, but now the air just smells more fresh. No, I can smell the horses. And something I can taste. I do still have the taste of tea in my mouth from when I had tea earlier. Or I might get creative and find something to taste. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is an excellent intervention for when we're feeling overwhelmed, stressed. It brings us right here to the present. When I feel anxious or overwhelmed, I often like to do something called tapping, which is just it's a pretty simple intervention tool, but it helps just ground the body when it starts feeling overwhelmed or overstimulated. It operates on a similar principle as something like acupuncture. So the idea that you can tap into the energetic flows or the energetic systems in your body and help it to ground. And so there's different points that people like to tap. I really like what you just saw me doing was the edge of my collarbone here. So you can try it as well at home. Just nice firm taps. The top of the sternum is another one that sometimes people like. Right? So you can use it just as a simple technique like that, just sitting and pairing this with deep breathing. So while you're sitting here, right, using that deep diaphragmatic belly breathing like we talked about earlier. There's also a 9-point or a 4-point, or there's different like tapping systems that work with multiple points throughout the body. And if you're interested, you can look up something called emotional freedom technique, and there's lots of videos that'll show you how to do specific ones. But one set that I like to do is it starts with the outside of the hand here, so the karate chop, so a gentle tap on that. And then moving to the inner eyebrow, outer eye, and again pairing this all with nice deep breaths. Underneath the eye, under the nose, underneath the mouth, nice deep breath. Moving to that collarbone, right into the armpit. The armpit's a really good one to tap. Lots of good energy to be released in there. Top of the head. Right, and that would be a nice 9-point sequence. You could shake it out after that, or you could keep going, so go back to that karate chop. That's a nice 9-point sequence, so some folks do like to do that. There's different, words or affirmations you can come up with as you're tapping that can help to facilitate that sort of thing. But tapping's really awesome. It's nice to do, and it's nice just to help you ground and feel like you're right here with the river.